Is it difficult getting these companies? You say you're basically a consumer-based business, but you do have a lot of business relationships. Is it easy or difficult, or what is it like to try and get in front of a company to say, hey, like we want this thing to happen, and whatever that's from a social perspective or just a business perspective? Is that something that's, I mean, how do you get someone on the phone?
Oh, well, I mean, it's a lot of cold call, a lot of voicemails, a lot of unanswered emails, a lot of product samples going out, just a lot of persistence and following up. A lot of, there's only so many regional stores in the country that I want to be in. Or, I feel like we're a specialty product. So not every market is a specialty market. But so, yeah, it's just the grind of continuing to be persistent with what you want. You're not going to get it all right. Some things. Yeah, I've worked 5-6 years on particular accounts, and all of a sudden it's like, hey, we're ready. I'm like, okay, great. It's tough.
So I don't know this to be true or not, but like you're not in like a Walmart type of thing.
We are not in Walmart. I always investigate, is that a platform, Walmart.com, that I would like to be in? We are now in Food Lion in Virginia on the local rack. And so Food Lion has never been that kind of higher end market like the Fresh Market or a Wegmans. But the way I see that is, as Food Lion trying to improve their offering and their game, right? And so by offering our product, it's not for me, that's not like a downgrade. It's like, they're trying to up their game a little bit. And so we're part of that brand building that they're doing.
The reason I thought of that is because, growing up, I remember something like an And One or like a Reebok as like a merchandise perspective from an athletic gear. Those were all companies that were like super high end, but now they're both in Walmarts. And it seemed like they made a decision at some point to have their athletic gear in a Walmart, and I don't know why they're in that. What made them make that decision?
Volume,
numbers, but like,
yeah.
What when you're looking at a company and you're looking at a marketplace like a Walmart or something like that, and you kind of you write them off for now, because they don't seem to be the right fit. How do you then re-engage that conversation? What are you looking for to say, hey, this might be the right fit now, right? Because you said you're at a Wegmans, a Whole Foods, so those are the specialty stores then. But like with this Food Lions perspective, how did you start saying, hey, like maybe this is something that we should do? Because I think a lot of people have a very target customer, and that's very, very important. But then never forget about these other people over here. How do you start to recognize maybe this thing over here is what we want to start looking at again?
Yeah, well, I think just looking at the trends, and I think Food Lion is a great example of that. I think Food Lion has made a conscious effort to buy more local products and to showcase those products. And so, and they're a North Carolina-based company. Most our peanuts are grown in Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. It makes sense that they're focusing on a higher quality peanut than a Georgia Runner or something else that they've been selling. So I think that if you're just paying attention to how they're trying to change their brand and the perception of their brand a little bit, that was a good example of a company that we wouldn't necessarily go after, but when they try to bring a program like that into place, we wanted to be the peanut that was offered, or one of so yeah, I mean, I'm always going to go after more of the direct to consumer piece. I think the corporate customer side of it, I mean, it's a really nice package. Like we've got a box that you open and there's a gift card in there, and we personalize all these gift cards, and it takes a lot of labor and time, but every one of them, it has a note. Thank you, Tim. Thank you, Zack, for your time today. We really appreciate it. And then you get a beautiful can, with a nice key. And so there's this like feel to it that is luxurious. And I think, that's our main customer and our main brand. But then the 12-ounce cans and the smaller can sizes, that kind of gives people a taste. But like, this is kind of like our bread and butter is like, it's a luxurious peanut.
As someone who's been directly involved within the startup community for almost a decade, I want to talk to you about a serious pain point: spending a ton of time trying to understand the business landscape in the 757. That's time that should be focused on growing the business. At Startwheel, we're here to help you by compiling all of the news you need to know about in one place. Now there's no need to search multiple websites. Just head to startwheel.org and see for yourself. That's startwheel.org.